Well, first of all, my name is Steve Lynch, and I've been doing orthodontics in my general dental practice for 30 years. I took progressive orthodontics, comprehensive orthodontics right out of dental school. And I have to say it changed my whole professional career completely. When I was in dental school, I was a little bit concerned about the total lack of orthodontic education in dental school. I got out knowing nothing about orthodontics, and I wasn't a big fan of aggressive dental procedures like full crowns where you take away 70% of the tooth because they chipped off a cusp. And so orthodontics just seemed like a natural for me because you don't give shots, you don't grind away teeth. And I love that about it. And I signed up for progressive right out of dental school and enjoyed knowing Don McGann and his program. And it worked out. It just worked really great for me. It was wonderful. Made me feel better about being a dentist. Well, being an instructor is you meet people from all over the world, and I love the relationships involved, the long-term relationship I have with Progressive, and I just love meeting the instructors and meeting all the students around the world. Was really wonderful, and spreading the word that general dentists can do orthodontics. Well, I wanted to learn, as I say, because I didn't like heavy, aggressive grinding on teeth, and I just really felt bad that dental school didn't teach me anything about it, about orthodontics, and I just wanted to know something about it, and I love the idea that orthodontics, what really attracted me towards orthodontics is it's very natural. You're not grinding on teeth, you're not giving shots. And the other aspect that really appealed to me was the fact that you took records before you started the case. You took records, you analyzed them, it was very analytical, and you planned out the best way to do the case. It was sort of, to me, like being an architect who's planning to build a building. You have to do planning first. And I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed talking my ideas over with the other progressive instructors, and it was really appealed to me, the planning part of the process. I would encourage new dentists, especially, to learn orthodontics, because today's world in dentistry is very, very competitive. And if you think you're going to be a competitive dentist and have a growing practice and just do cleanings, fillings, and crowns, that's going to be very tough for you to be competitive. You have to know other procedures. And for me, orthodontics gave me more procedures. It made me more competitive. And it gave me a bit of what I call insurance independence, because a lot of parents are willing to pay for orthodontics if they just have a small benefit, or if they don't have any insurance benefits at all. So I did like that about it. Well, progressive orthodontics has several big advantages, and it's why I chose it. Number one, it taught me orthodontic techniques that are the same as the specialists in my town were doing. So I was able to communicate with the specialists in my town, and they knew that I was doing proper orthodontics. So because of that, I had a really healthy relationship with all the specialists in my town. I referred them some of the real difficult cases, and I kept the easy and medium cases for myself. And so I love that. The other thing I like about progressive that I think is wonderful, I think the instructors are really good people and very knowledgeable. But I love that they had case diagnosis and case support. When you're in the middle of a case, you had somebody you could call to help you out. And I loved progressive orthodontic dental supply. You had one place you could go to get all the supplies and the instruments you needed. You didn't have to stay late at work and fumble through different catalogs and try to find someone who packaged the brackets or the wires the way you wanted it. So it was a one-stop shop, and it really worked out tremendous for me. Well, it's changed because of one of the reasons the way it's changed is the aligner revolution. And in my opinion, there is a problem in the profession right now, and that is that a lot of general dentists are doing aligners and they don't know anything about orthodontics. The aligner companies have kind of oversold and oversimplified aligners. And I see a lot of general dentists who get in trouble doing aligners after taking a 1 or half-day course. And I really believe from the bottom of my heart that you need to know both comprehensive orthodontics, wires and brackets, and you need to know aligners, because many cases are better with comprehensive wire and brackets, and other cases are better with aligners, and a lot of cases need both. And so you really have to learn both. I like that about Progressive too, is that they teach both. Well, in my practice, 70% of the cases are brackets and wires, and 30% of the cases are aligners. And that's because I would probably do less aligners, but the public really demands it. They really want it. So I think you have to know aligners. But again, I want to emphasize you need to know both. And Progressive offers both comprehensive ortho and aligners. And if you're going to be a general dentist and do aligners, you have to know orthodontic principles. You have to know how to get out of a case that goes wrong and put brackets on and wires to finish up a case, because that happens a lot. The number one drawback to aligners is that probably 30%, 40% of the people are not disciplined enough to wear the aligners 20 hours a day or 22 hours a day. So that's the main reason that cases fail to progress with aligners. And if you have in your toolbox at your practice, you have the ability to switch over to brackets and wires to finish up a case, it's an incredible advantage.
Just a sidebar, were you here when they did like Zoom classes and things like that?
I was
just all in person?
I took the aligner course, and COVID hit right during the middle of the aligner course. Mm-hmm. So I did a couple of Zoom classes.
What would you say to a student who's deciding, should I take in person or should I do it online?
Well, I think that is in person versus online versus a combination. I think it depends on the individual, but again, Progressive offers all three, which is really wonderful. And I think if I was a young dentist right now, I might myself be attracted to the combined module, where you have modules in person and then you have online self-paced study. Well, I have wonderful memories of it. It was really wonderful. We were, Don McGann was breaking the mold, and he was out there changing the profession of dentistry, because general dentists were not encouraged at all to do orthodontics in those days. So he was breaking the mold, and now today, I think roughly 70% of all orthodontics is done by general dentists. So he's changed the career. I feel really honored that I was part of the original instructor group and in the initial progressive orthodontics class. And that's why 30 years later, here I am right now, taking another progressive orthodontic class. Well, as a general dentist, we don't need to advertise that we're orthodontists or that we're learning orthodontics. We have plenty of patients in our office to choose from. And I found out very early that the patients, they love to continue to see their general dentist for their orthodontics. They don't have to go to another office. They don't have to get to know another dentist. They already trust you as their dentist So they would love you to do their orthodontics. And there's plenty of patients out there. If you're taking the seminar series, I would encourage you to start cases pretty early, because your learning is faster if you're doing cases. And the lectures will sink in faster and you'll remember them better if you're doing cases. So I would encourage all the young students here to start cases for sure. I would say keep it up. I would say dentistry is more competitive than it used to be. And you have to know these other services, something other than cleanings, fillings, and crowns. You can't get away with that anymore. And so keep it up. It'll change how you feel about your profession. Now that I'm at the tail end of my profession, I think learning orthodontics was one of the major steps I took to make me feel good about being a dentist. It was something really wonderful that I did for my patients. I didn't have to grind teeth away. I didn't have to give a lot of shots. The patients were very happy with the treatment we gave. And the treatment we gave was every bit as good as the specialist because of the detail and the methods that progressive orthodontics teaches.